In this video tutorial, I am going to show you how you can create a professional looking header in about 5 to 10 minutes. And it doesn't take much skill. You just have to be able to follow instructions. First, we're going to go to File, click New. I've already got my size already laid out. The width is going to be 728 pixels. Height will be 90 pixels. And the resolution will be 72 since it is for the web. The background content I'm going to have on transparent. And just click OK. Now the first thing I want to do is I wanted to give this, for this transparent shape, I want to go ahead and give it some background color. And it doesn't matter if it's white or black because we're going to use a gradient overlay to actually color this. And so it doesn't matter what color we choose. I'm going to just press Alt, delete at the same time. And you see it turns black. But that's okay, because we're going to go ahead and go to this FX right here and click on Gradient Overlay. And I'm a big fan of blue. I've already had these two colors here picked out. I have a dark blue here and a light blue there, and I actually want more. I'll move this down here a little bit more because I want this to be a little darker there. And then I'll click OK here. Now the next thing I want to do, I want to give it a little bit of texture. And the way I like to do this is I like to use a pattern. So what I'm going to do is create a second layer, a new layer. So we'll click the new layer icon here. And I'm going to go to Edit. I'm going to go to Fill. And I've got some patterns here. I'm going to try to find one that I think would be appropriate. I would like to use. I'll go with this one here. And we'll see what that looks like. Now you notice it covered up the color. So I'm going to go here to the blend mode and go to overlay. And that will just overlay that. And I also want to go to opacity here, and let's dial that down just a bit. So, because I want the blue to show through. Okay, now we have some texture by giving it a pattern. Next thing I like to do is add my pictures, my images. So I'm going to go to File, Open, and I'm going to have one of a camera right here. And this is going to be a little large for the banner. I know the banner width or the banner height is 90, so I'm going to resize this. I'm going to make this about banner height of 80. And right here we see that we keep the proportion because those are linked together, the height and the width. So we're going to keep the proportion. So not only will it lower the height, but it will also lower the width. And like I said, I want that to be 80 for the height, because the height of this banner is only, or this header is only 90. And we just use our move tool, and we'll move that right here, and put that just about here. Move it there. That looks pretty good. Now, if I want to make sure it's centered height-wise, I just press Control A. And I'll press V. That's a shortcut code for the move tool. And since I want this to be centered, I'm going to do that. And it looks like it's centered there already. So we're good to go. Press Control D. Now I want to add another image. And I've got one picked out. It's going to be a photographer. Just got to find her real quick. I have her selected here somewhere. In my pictures, let's go to my desktop. It's saved on my desktop. Sorry about that. And I don't want this white background. So what I'm going to do is press Alt and that, and it changes the background into a layer. Then I'm going to my magic eraser, click here, and gets rid of the white background. Then I'm going to my move tool, and I'm going to move her to where the header is. And we're going to put her on this side. And one thing I forgot to do, I forgot to resize it. So, but that's okay. We can use the transform tool and resize that. Let's just press Control and T at the same time. And we'll use Shift. And we're going to resize this image. I'm pressing shift to keep the proportions accurate. Okay, and then we can move her where we want her. That looks about right. And then we just press enter, and then she's been moved there. And just to make sure that she's centered the way we want her, we're going to do Control A. We're going to do shortcut code V again for the move tool. And once again, we're going to click there. See, she moved just a little bit, so she wasn't perfectly centered, but she is now. I'm going to just put Control D to get rid of that. And next thing I like to do is go ahead and add some text. So I'm going to use my text tool. We're going to use a white font for now, and I like to use Impact for my main header part, the header. We're going to use Impact regular. We got white for right now. And we're just going to say, let's make money with your camera. And that's fine. And we'll just make it so. Now, let's change that size. Now, I could have done it through the text by doing Control A and then just changing the font size, or we could just click here like I did, and then Control T, and we can make this a little larger here. A little larger there, pull it a little bit this way, a little bit that way. And then just hit enter, and there, that's good. Now let's use FX and do some fancy stuff to this. Let's first of all give it a stroke. We'll make sure the stroke is on the outside. We want the size to be not too large, but we want to make sure it is noticeable. So we can give it a stroke like this. I'm using black as my color. I also want to give it a bevel and emboss. I've already got the bevel chosen, but let's see how other things look. See, pill emboss, stroke emboss. You can play around with the size and soften it and all that stuff by using these scale here. I'm going to go ahead and use that right there like that. And let's say we want to give it a little bit of color. So we use color overlay. We can change our color. Let's see, I want to use a red. Okay. Now let's do a subheader. So we're going to do another new layer. Once again, we're going to use our text tool. And this time, let's actually leave that at 18. But this time, let's change this to Myriad Pro. Give it a little bit different. And I like using this Myriad Pro Bold. And I'm going to just put in here, let your vacation pay for itself. There, and what we can do, we can actually move this around a little bit if we want to just make it a little different there. Alrighty, and let's give that a little bit FX here. Give that a stroke on the outside. Since that's smaller, we may want to just do a stroke of 2. Let's give it a bevel and emboss. And let's give it a color overlay as well. I want to change this to yellow. Now this is just an example of how you can do this. Now let's say you want to jazz it up a little bit. Let's say I want to put this on a shape or background or something. So what I'm going to do is we've already got the text highlighted. I'm going to create a new layer beneath it by pressing Control and a new layer icon. I'm going to go here and choose my It's already picked, but I'm going to do the round rectangle tool. And I want to make sure the fill layer is, red should be fine. Remember, this is just to show you how to do it. You can use any color you want. Like if you use right here, you may want to change this text here to a different color. So I'm just trying to show you what I'm doing here. There you go. Alrighty, that pretty much does it. That's a pretty nice looking banner. You can do a lot of different things to change it. You can use your FX, you can give it gradient overlays. But I'm just trying to show you how to do a quick, simple one. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial.